Good morning, you wonderful, wonderful people. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our soulful spiritual mornings. Let's come together by closing our eyes and thanking all the masters, angels, rishis, guardians, higher beings who are protecting us, guiding us, helping us in these beautiful mornings to find ourselves, to discover our real reality, our spirit's actual reality, who are helping us magnify our magnificence, diminify all the shortcomings that we have acquired over the years. In this super high portal, where the magical beginnings are taking place, the cosmic events are taking place, we surrender our negatives and we enhance our positives with a prayer to all the higher beings to help us in our inward and outward journey. Each one of us realize that we are here for a reason, for a cause, for a purpose. And in these beautiful mornings, may the revelations come through. Make the breakthroughs happen on a daily level. May each one of us be guided into his or her well-being, to amplify our growth, to let go of what doesn't suit us anymore, to cast away all the emotional baggages that we may be carrying up until now. Knowingly or unknowingly, we had taken so much of load on us. Mental load, physical load, etheric body load. And right now, let's cast them off. Feel that a big, huge bag is taken off your back. Feel that you're wearing layers and layers of warm clothing in this hot summer, and just cast them away and feel the freshness of the wind touching your body, blessing every center, every core, every particle of your being. And witness the cellular level healing happening at this given point in your body. And as we delete all of these excess baggage memories, let's renew our morning with yet another new beginning of yet another beautiful day, where each one of us come together to read this beautiful book, Messages from the Masters, authored by Dr. Brian Weiss. You can gently open your eyes by rubbing your hands. Maybe you can put the warmth on your beautiful eyes if you feel, and on your body. Lavish your body with all the blessings, with all the generation of energy which has happened right now in your being. Let's have a blessed morning. Welcome, everybody. This beautiful book, Messages from the Masters, is coming our way. And let's just go through it. Yesterday, we were on chapter 1, which was named The New Beginnings. And a little bit of it was left. And we will continue the journey right from there. So this is where we were. And let's start from here. Progress is not always linear, that we all discussed yesterday, that kabhi bhi in the spiritual world or in your other world, not always does somebody's graph go like this. It goes up, down, up, down. And even if you're climbing stairs, you will stop at a point. You may have to come down. So a lot of us judge ourselves, you know, कि जब मैं gratitude लिखती थी, affirmation लिखती थी, meditation करती थी, so life में बहुत magics थे, लेकिन वो मैंने छोड़ दिया. That's human nature. Very often times the trauma stored in our body becomes comfortable in a situation where we see the dark times. It wants to pull you towards that. If you're moving towards light, which means you're moving towards something which makes your energies light, you feel good and heavy, you feel good. The automatic tendency is to bring you down and make you feel dark. Why? Because at all given points of time, there are angels and guardians working, but they're also devils working with us. Whether we believe or whether we don't, these devils are within us. What are these devils? Lazy, lethargy, indiscipline, lack of patience, anger. These limit ourselves. These also are the family of a huge thing called ego. And then I am better. These things so to hota hi rehta hai. And these make us come down our linear progress. And that's when you have staggered progress. Even in our heartbeat, we see up, down, up, down. That's how life is, whether we accept or whether we don't. These beautiful mornings will start making us accept that it's okay to be how we are. Yes, up until now, I was like this, but now I choose to embrace a life of spirituality, or I choose to embrace love, or I choose to become compassionate beginning now. Every day is a new beginning. I did talk about the relevance of this beautiful month of August, right? So in here, if you keep telling yourself, I am willing to change, I am willing to change, I trust life, I'm safe, I love and approve of myself, I'm willing to change, like how? Oftentimes you've told yourself कि यार मैं कुछ शुरू तो एकदम aplomb से करती हूँ या करता हूँ और उसके बाद I come down. मैं कुछ ना कुछ हो जाता है and I'm not able to continue. That's okay. Up until now, it was like that. Now is the time for new beginning. So very important for us to change the monkey mind, which is talking to us, change those things about us. If you've had a particular belief and a faith about yourself, it will come true. Why? Because we talked about it again yesterday, that will make you full of emotions. And what is emotions? Energy in motion. So what energy are we giving? But up until now, I was like this. Now I choose to support myself to become a better version of myself. I am willing to change. And the minute you do this affirmation, this positive talk with yourself, you will see a dramatic change in absolutely no time. So let's understand what Dr. Weiss has to tell us this morning. You may be very advanced when it comes to charity, compassion, but more of a novice concerning anger or patience. It is important not to judge yourself. This job of judge has been given to professionals, but all of us have been judging up until now. If you don't judge yourself or allow others to judge you, you will not become frustrated. So, दूसरे हमें judge क्यों करते हैं? कहीं ना कहीं हमारी energy हमारे लिए judge करती है. People read energies. It's not like you have to say in front of them that, this is this, this is this, this is this. But if you start telling yourself that I am disciplined, I am loving, I am lovable, love is everywhere, I only see the goodness everywhere, and whatever happens to me is good for my highest good. If that's the talk you're giving to yourself, those people who are on a negative bandwidth, वो धीरे-धीरे हट जाएंगे लाइफ से. Positive bandwidth वाले आ जाएंगे. इसको बोलते संगति, right? So automatically that will happen. So you may find the concepts of exercises quite easy and some others very difficult. This is to be expected. Dr. Weiss says, I have fallen down many times, recovered my awareness, and resumed my journey. You probably also have. With this book, I hope to help you to fall less frequently and to find it easier to recover and to progress. I know that with your letters and feedback to me, you will help me in the same way. Without the wisdom and inspiration of the masters, this book would never have been written. For these quotes are stepping stones to the ideas and practices that are presented in the chapters. The thoughts and the concepts contained in these messages are like special seeds that have grown and ripened in my mind over the years into beautiful flowers, and these flowers are now presented to you. अब हम सब क्या कर रहे हैं in these beautiful mornings? Dr. Brian ने जो ये stupendous काम किया है over the soul's journey, धीरे धीरे इसको ग्रास्प कर रहे हैं, इसके सीड्स हम अपने फर्टाइल सॉइल ऑफ माइंड में प्लांट कर रहे हैं, वो फिर धीरे धीरे नर्चर होंगे, सैपलिंग्स बनेंगे, प्लांट्स बनेंगे, ट्रीज बनेंगे, एंड हम ही को safeguard करेंगे from all the misgivings or all the misunderstandings. Dr. Weiss is he's like the person in this industry about the soul's journey. Because he's authored them. There are a lot of people who don't come across an author and they're self-enlightened, but that's great. But here we have somebody who's helping us become wiser, more soulful. He further says, without the wisdom and inspiration of the masters, this book would never have been written. The quotes from the masters are also like the bells that the Buddhists often sound to remind them to return their wandering minds back to the present time, back to mindfulness and awareness. The messages from the masters similarly allow and remind us to return to what is important, which is love, peace, eternal life, spiritual thoughts and practices, and to put aside what is unimportant, material things like pride, ego, violence, fear, worry, hatred. So, हमने जब Buddhist chants सुनते हैं या हम पहले भी meditate करते थे, we had some music because हमारा monkey mind हमें कहीं ना कहीं meditate करते करते कहीं और पहुंचा देता है. So the minute that sound comes, we're like, oh, back to my breath, back to these beautiful meditation that I'm coming in. What happens as we keep practicing, हम autopilot पे आकर we start flowing in love, we start feeling peaceful, we start living life with the more beautiful things around us. And जो भी materialistic things है ना, this pride, ego, मैंने किया, this is I, me and am, या this is जोर से बात करना, और डर is not our second nature. Dar is monkey minds talking. Our ego has never given us dar. So one more thing I want everyone to know, दो आवाजें आती हैं हमें, एक हमें कहता है कि नहीं 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 ये नहीं कर सकते, कल को ऐसा हो गया तो, और एक बोलता है कि चलते चलो. Anything positive is God's language, and those of you who've done the unified book with me, you know how to connect with your soul and to know whether the message is coming from the soul or the unnecessary energy around you. But those of you who haven't done that 6-month course with me, you know that anything good is God and anything negative or belittling is the monkey mind talking. So be very clear. Kai log bolte hain ki, this may be God's way of telling me that, I shouldn't do this. God never tells you not to do this. God only tells you not to do something which is negative. And that too, he will give you a positive outlook, never a negative outlook. I'm using the word, the gender he, just because it's generic. It doesn't mean that I don't believe in goddesses. I most definitely do. I believe that women are reincarnations of goddesses in their own might. So don't take it otherwise. The quotes like the bells bring us back to awareness. Every time you encounter some words in italics, slow down, digest their meaning. You will really taste rarely taste anything sweeter. So that's what I said yesterday. Is book ka flow, in books ka flow kya hone wala, we don't know, right? We'll go with the flow. Whatever is coming our way, we will embrace it. We are all rowing in the same boat. There are ominous storms on the horizon. Violence and short-sightedness seems to dominate our world. We need to row in harmony to renounce hatred, anger, fear, and pride. We need to have the courage to do the right thing. We need to love and respect one another, to see and appreciate the innate beauty and dignity of everyone, because we are all souls, all of the same substance. Only by rowing together as one crew can we avoid the storms and find our way home. So when Dr. Weiss says, rowing our way together, of course, he's talking about him and us, right? Because he's talking about two people. But I want to insist to everybody that it is not about him and you. It's about us in this morning, in the soulful morning, us coming together as a Sangha to grow, to learn, to be there for each other. And I would strongly encourage everybody, if there's any reflection that you've had in the session in the morning, anything which is a breakthrough or you think you want to repeat it, please write it in the group. Please share in the group that this is my takeaway. This is what because together we will grow, together we will brace and we will row and, come towards harmony, and so many more things will happen to us. Now, chapter 2 is all about the cycle of life. Let's understand what we are being told. We go through so many stages when we are here. We shed a baby body, go into from a child's to an adult into old age. Why shouldn't we go one step beyond and shed the adult body and go on to a spiritual plane? That is what we do. We don't just stop growing, we continue to grow. When we get to the spiritual plane, we keep growing there too. We go through different stages of development. When we arrive, we are burnt out. We have to go through a renewal stage, a learning stage, and a stage of decision. We decide what we want to return, where, and for what reasons. Some choose not to come back. They choose to go on to another stage of development, and they stay in the spirit form. Some for longer than others before they return. It is all growth and learning, continuous growth. Our body is just a vehicle for us while we are here. It is a soul and a spirit that last forever. So hum sabko pata hai na about the soul, that the soul is eternal. And we, right now, if the body has taken the body of me, you, whoever, it is for defining a purpose. ये purpose कैसे मिलता है हमें? हमारे जो angel guardians होते हैं, वो हमारी soul को बताते हैं कि this is your बही खाता, this is your debit and credit, this is your profit and loss, this is what you've done, this is what you've lost, and you're right now at this karmic level. Now, to make this karmic level better and to delete these karmas, you have to go in this. It's better that you go in this country to these parents in this surrounding to learn what you're intended to do. And please choose that wisely, because this is a stage for you to improve and to better. And I must let you know that on the human plane, we have a lot more chances, and the time is so much more faster for us to do a lot of things. What we achieve at a spirit level is super slow. 100 years will be equal to their 1 year. That is a timeline. तो वहां आप करते जा रहे हो, टाइम लग रहा है. यहाँ आप फटाफट अच्छे वर्ल्ड में एंटर कर सकते हैं. Why? Because we have been given this advantage of being a human. Of course, at the soul level, people, when they decide कि नहीं मुझे तो अभी नहीं जाना, I'm not ready for it, मैं अभी spirit world में काम करूंगा, or I will help here, I will do that. That's also a possibility. कई आपने reincarnation देखे होंगे, तुरंत हो जाते हैं. कई they take a lot of time. Life is like this. The soul is always choosing one life, another life, another life. There's always a continuous growth. So let's not, हम इस body को बहुत importance देते हैं, इस lifestyle को बहुत importance देते हैं. But when we actually connected with our soul world, you will drop all of this. Kal, I sent you all a flyer about ego versus soul. Did you see? Ego is all about I, me, am. Soul is about all others. It's like outward. What are we doing good for the others around? अपने आप को भी उठा रहे हैं तो दूसरों को भी लेके उठा रहे हैं कि नहीं? Yeah, we are only right now busy into making our businesses better, into making our children better, our parents better, our partners better. And children, parents, partner, they are our responsibility at the human realm. But you have to rise a bit above that. Be a little more selfish. When you're a little more selfish, you'll be a lot more selfless. So it's very, very important. Back to the book. Our lives are not the result of random actions and events. Lifetimes are wisely and carefully scripted to enhance our learning and evolution. We choose our parents, who usually are souls with whom we have interacted in prior lifetimes. We learn as children, adolescents, and adults, evolving spiritually as our bodies evolve physically. After our souls leave our bodies at the time of physical death, our learning continues on higher planes, which are really higher levels of consciousness. We review the life we have just left, learn our lessons, and plan for our next life. Learning does not end with the end of the body, with the death of the body. Is everybody clear about this? that life is what it is when we make of it. It is not something which is just coming to us for some XYZ reason. We have been given this life for a purpose, right? There are many levels of consciousness that we visit when our soul departs the physical world. One important level is the learning stage, where we review our lives. We re-experience every encounter, every relationship. We feel the emotions of the people whom we have helped or hurt, loved and hated, or affected positively or negatively. We feel the emotions very deeply because this is a powerful learning device, a sort of instant, intense feedback about our behavior while we were on earth in physical bodies. We learn through relationships, and thus it is important that we understand how we have touched others. The concept of reincarnation explains and clarifies our present life relationships. Often events in the distant past are still influencing current relationships. Becoming aware of the root causes in prior lives can heal the relationship in the present. Awareness and understanding are powerful healing forces. So let's understand a few things about our life. I don't know how many of you may have seen English or Hindi movies जहाँ किसी की death हो जाती है and he and she is seeing the entire life that they've lived. So for us to elevate ourselves to that juncture, the easiest is to close your eyes and to see that you have died. And now see what have you left behind. What are people talking about you? Understand one thing, you may have spent crores of money in charity in building mandirs or institutions or whatever, but wahan bahar aapka naam ka plaque laga hua hai. You have only given a boost to your ego. You may have wanted to help others, yes, but you want your name in there. And that is again, I, me, and am behavior. Karna hai karo, why should people really get to know? But you want to work on something beautiful? Do it. Absolutely beautiful. Come together and do something really great. Then it's not ego. Then it's a collective consciousness raising to help the others, like all of you have done. In the last 3 years, you have contributed towards the sessions. And what's happened? I'm going to be sharing the project with you. You together have come up with 7 lakhs plus worth of toilet blocks in underprivileged schools for girls. It's beautiful. Pratima ji is one of the biggest contributors there, always has been, always will be. And so many of you have come together and every single penny goes there. And it's such a beautiful feeling when you see together, Project 1-to-1 takes place, where you're just coming together 1-to-1 and working towards empowering lives. So what are we doing? We are kind of increasing our good work that we are doing. Kahin na kahin hum nimit matra ban rahe hain, channels ban rahe hain to help somebody. And this is how we're learning through our relationships. And we have touched others. This line which is here, that's what it is all about. We're learning through our relationships with ourselves, with this book reading, with others, and we're touching others also in a different fashion. Nothing is defined, right? This is right, that is wrong. Everyone has a different way of learning or touching others. The concept of reincarnation explains and clarifies our present life relationships. Often events in the distant past are still influencing current relationships. Become aware of this root cause in prior lives can heal the relationship in the present. Awareness and understanding our powerful healing forces. So, in this life, if something is happening to you, it doesn't mean because is life mein ye hua, isliye ye ho raha hai. It could be coming in not from last life, maybe previous lives. We talked about it yesterday, that when our soul comes in a human body, it comes with the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind has all the memories, which means good and bad both. So agar aap automatically chant kar rahe hain ya aapka, you have a bent towards spirituality or say music or say anything, which are also forms of spirituality or healing, it's because you have the seed in you from past lives. It's not, so the best beauty about anything is that wherever you stop, it's always there. It doesn't diminish. You start from there. So, and if you've done anything wrong, even that is there. If some trauma is stored in your body, we will learn through this series in the morning how to heal ourselves. And when we understand that and we are aware of that, then we will be healed at a cellular level, at a etheric level, emotional level, mental level, physical level. I have decided to begin this book with the following example of regression session because it describes, explains the process of regression therapy that I use, including techniques and interpretations. It is visually unedited. I want you to experience the sessions as if you were present. Moreover, this is a fascinating case that involves the present lifetime and also past lives. It illustrates memories from childhood and infancy, and includes memories from before birth and from after death. It demonstrates the pathways of our soul. So yesterday we read, right, that these memories are prenatal, in utero, before the soul has decided to come into a womb of a mother to help him or her in their journey. Uske pehle ki memories, pregnancy ki memories, and uske baad ki memories, and much before also. I have been asked by a major television news show to participate in a segment and demonstrate a past life regression to its vast viewing audience. Hearing about the project and interested in my work, the news reporter for that network volunteered to be the patient. For this regression, I use a technique known as progressive relaxation, a gentle and gradual descent into the hypnotic state. Hypnosis itself is only a form of focused concentration and relaxation. It is not time travel. It is not mysterious. In this relaxed and focused state, memory functions are enhanced. Her session was dramatic, vivid, intense. She was able to experience childhood, perinatal, and past life memories, and her life and relationships benefited as a result. So we have also had sessions online on Sunday Reflections in 2020, 2021 with past life regression. And a lot of you were amazed how you could tap into your old memories. And then you realized you connected the dots why you were how you were in this life. So it's very beautiful to know that we can feel. When I was in a session with all of you all, I delivered a baby in the session. I had my pregnancy labor pains and I was wondering, my girls are so old. Why am I going through this delivery pain now? But I knew very much where I am. I was in my grandmother's house that day doing the session on Sunday. And I remember very much that I was lying on the carpet in her living room. So it's not that you're disconnected from this world, but you're also aware and tapping into the memories of your past life. They could be good or bad. कई बार हम परेशान हो जाते हैं कि नहीं, ये ना मुझे हिला दिया इसने. But nahi, we are supposed to learn कि वो जिसने हिला दिया, what is the lesson have I learned? And हम हिल कब जाते हैं जब there's a fear कि पता नहीं what will I tap into. But if you just take it like, let's see what comes. A movie jo aata hai, we don't really know na what the movie is going to be all about. All what we know is there's a good star cast. So go for things with an ease. But if you're not open for it, don't force yourself. Whenever you're ready for it, then do it. It was a hot, humid day in late May in New York City. The glare and heat emanating from the powerful lights set up for the television taping only added to the sweltering setting. I could feel drops of sweat already forming on my back and under the thin cover of makeup that had applied to my face. Andrea, the news correspondent, had not yet arrived. Despite my request for a relaxed, quiet place, the producers had chosen a downtown apartment as a site of a taping. Instead of a silent room in an air-conditioned studio, we were using a stifling non-air-conditioned apartment. Opening the windows allowed in a slight breeze, but also admitted a cacophony of traffic noises, sirens, and other outside distractions into the already crowded living room. Under these adverse conditions and the added stress of television cameras, I glumly reflected. The chances of successful regression were greatly diminished. Finally, Andrea arrived. She didn't seem to mind the heat or the sirens sounding beneath us. Apparently, she had grown accustomed to the constant background noises of the city. Andrea was more concerned with the severe menstrual cramps that were racking her body that afternoon, and I was similarly worried that the pain would prove a serious distraction. Before the taping, we took a few moments to get acquainted and to discuss the process of hypnosis. I have included the hypnotic induction in its entirety here, even though parts of it are repetitious. To illustrate this technique and to show you there is neither magic nor trickery involved in hypnosis and regression. The repetition is deliberate as it helps deepen the state and the subject experiences. The dialogue is barely audible, barely edited, because I want you to experience the entire session exactly as it unfolded. The microphones were turned on and the three cameras stood ready to record the event. Andrea, dressed in a burgundy blouse and dark pants, settled herself on the old, well-worn couch. We began the hypnotic induction procedure. Despite her discomfort, Andrea quickly entered into a deep trance state. She later told me her cramps were completely disappeared. In the beginning, she merely listened as I gently instructed her how to reach a deep hypnotic state. Here's what we are going to do. So now Dr. Vaisker session has begun. Let's understand how the language goes. He said, here's what we're going to do. The slower way now. The goal is getting very comfortable. It's going to be done with your eyes closed. So all you have to do is really follow the instructions. Is that okay? Andrea nodded, yes. She was starting to relax. Dr. Brian says, good. There are faster ways, but I want you to experience the relaxation procedure too. So you're letting your eyes gently close, and the rest of the session will be with your eyes closed. Focus first on your breathing. This is the ancient way for going within. Some people call this yoga breathing. The breath is very important. Just imagine and do not hesitate to use your imagination today that you can actually breathe out the tensions and the stresses in your body, and that you can breathe in the beautiful energy around you, breathing out tension and stress, breathing in beautiful energy. This will help you to go deeper and deeper with each breath. You'll be able to focus on my voice and let my voice carry you deeper as well. But let background noises or any other distractions only deepen your level even more. They won't interfere. You can go deep enough today to have wonderful experiences. So what did he do? He allowed Andrea to integrate the background noises also कि उससे आप और deeper ही जाएंगे. जोर से अगर horn बजेगा, एकदम से आप startle होने की जगह आप deeper जाएंगे into your consciousness to have even better, more enriching experiences. So he's trained her mind because that time the mind is listening. Because that time the subconscious mind has taken precedent over the conscious mind, which is always clatter, clatter, clatter. Dr. Brian paused for a moment, letting her take only a few deepening breaths. Then he continued, as we talked about, this is very healthy for the body and for the mind to be able to relax, to let go of tension and stress, to just let the body unwind. Good. Your breathing is now very, very comfortable. Breathing out stress, breathing in beautiful energy. And as you do this, relax all of your muscles. You'll be very good at this because you're very aware of your body. But some people are completely unaware. So get yourself as comfortable as you can. You can always move. In any case, any part of you is uncomfortable, just move it to the most comfortable position. Relax the muscles of your face and your jaw. Just feel these muscles relaxing completely. Let go of all the tightness and tension, all of these muscles. Relax the muscles of your neck. Nice and soft and loose. Lots of people with neck problems and tension headaches have too much tension in their necks and they're not even aware. So feel your neck relaxing completely and the muscles of your shoulders so soft and relaxed. Let go of all the tightness and tension. The muscles of your arms go relaxed now. Let only the touch, only the couch and the cushion support you. Good, very, very good, very comfortable. Her breathing was becoming slower and deeper. Dr. Weiss could say that she was already sinking into a deep trance level. I could hear the camera operators behind me scurrying to adjust their position and moving the heavy television cameras to cover the changing angles as Andrea's head slowly sagged into a very relaxed position. And the muscles of your back now completely relaxing, both the upper back and the lower back. As you go deeper and deeper into this beautiful state of mind, you can let yourself go even deeper with each breath. Now relax the muscles of your stomach and abdomen so that your breathing stays so peaceful. And finally, relax completely the muscles of your legs. Now only the couch is supporting you as you go deeper and deeper into that beautiful state of peace. Very, very good. You'll be able to focus on my voice and let my voice continue to carry you deeper and deeper. But let the outside noises or distractions only deepen your level even more. You'll hear various noises from time to time. It won't matter. You can still go very deep. And then he changed. He said, and now imagine a beautiful light above your head. You can choose the color or the colors. Imagine that this is a wonderful healing light, a light of beautiful energy, deepening light that will bring you to a deeper and deeper level of peace and serenity. This is also relaxing light, relaxing you completely. It is spiritual light connected to light above you and around you. You pick the color or colors and let it come into your body now, to the top of your head, illuminating the brain and the spinal cord, now flowing down from above to below like a beautiful wave of light, touching every cell and tissue and fiber and organ of your body with peace and love and healing as you go deeper and deeper. I continued the process of deepening her trance state. My voice had become soft and rhythmic, augmenting the hypnotic effect. You'll be able to concentrate on my voice and yet go deeper and deeper as the light fills your heart, healing your heart and flowing down. Let the light be very powerful, very strong, whatever you need for healing. And as you go deeper and deeper, the rest of the light flows down both legs until it reaches to your feet, filling your body with more light. In this beautiful state of peace and relaxation, you are now able to focus on my voice. Imagine now that the light is completely surrounding the outside of your body also, as if you're wrapped in a beautiful bubble of cocoon of light, protecting you, healing your skin, deepening your level even more. Now, as I count backwards from 10 to 1, you go to sleep that you go so deep that your mind is no longer limited by the usual barriers of space or time, so deep that you can remember everything, every experience that you've ever had in this body or in any previous body you've ever had, or even in between bodies when you've been in a spiritual state. You can remember everything. So what we are doing is, we're reading the session as it is, जो exact था वो हम पढ़ रहे हैं, trying to understand what's happening. Counting down is a very effective deepening technique. 10, 9, 8, going deeper and deeper with each number back, 7, 6, 5, so deep, so peaceful, 4, 3, a beautiful level of serenity and peace. 2, all the anxiety now leaves your body completely. 1, good. In this beautiful state of peace, imagine or visualize or feel that you're walking down a beautiful staircase, down, down, deeper, deeper, down, down, each step down, deepening your level even more. As you reach the bottom of the steps, in front of you is a beautiful garden, a garden of peace and safety, serenity and love, a wonderful garden. Go into this garden and find a place to rest. Your body is still filled with the light and surrounded by this light continues to heal, to relax, to recuperate, to rejuvenate. The deepest levels of your mind can open up and you can remember everything. To show you this, let us begin going back in time, at first a little bit and then even more and more. Andrea's head was already sinking forward, her chin dangerously approaching the tiny lapel microscope clipped precariously to a burgundy blouse. She was in such a deep level that no further deepening techniques were needed. and decided to begin to travel back in time. In a few moments, I'll count backwards from 5 to 1. Let a childhood memory come to you. If you wish to keep it as pleasant memory, that's all right. Or it can be a memory that teaches you something or that has some value in helping you to feel more joy or peace or happiness in your life now. Let yourself remember completely with feelings, with sensations, using all of your senses. If you ever feel uncomfortable, you can always detach from it and float above the scene or the memory. You can float and watch from a distance. But if you're not uncomfortable, stay with the memory and remember it vividly. You'll be able to talk from the deep state and yet stay in a deep, deep level and continue to experience. But now, as I count backwards, let the memory focus in vivid detail using all of your senses. A childhood memory, 5, 4, you can remember everything, 3, focus now, 2, it's all there, 1, be there. For a few moments, re-experience this, remember it. You'll be able to talk and tell me what you're experiencing and yet continue to stay in a deep, deep level. It's when continuing to experience. What do you remember? What comes to you? She says, it's winter. My dad and I are taking a walk in our neighborhood. He always asks me to go for these winter walks. We are with a dog, a husky, and the wind is really blowing and it's snowy and we are walking into the wind. And I love it because it's time for just me and my dad and none of the other kids are ever asked to go. And it's freezing cold and my dad wears this wonderful parka he always wore in the moon's out and our dog loves the snow. Andrea's voice was more childlike. A strong Midwestern accent had replaced the polished cadence of a professional journalist. We walk and we talk, and we kick snow up, and it's nighttime, so nobody out driving, and we are walking in the middle of the street. The lampposts are those old lampposts with those big globe lights, and it's beautiful. It's like the whole world has stopped, and it's just my dad and me. A radiant smile filled her face, which seemed softer and more vulnerable. Can you see yourself? I asked. What do you look like? What are you wearing? I had a terrible haircut, she observed. She seemed surprised. How old are you? I inquired, trying to anchor her in the scene. 8. And you have your coat on too, of course. I can't see what color it is. I can't tell. I've got a scarf on, mittens and boot, but my feet aren't warm. And your dad's coat, what is this like? It's a red parka. It has shell of white wool. He bought in Chicago and he always wears it in the winters. It has a hood, there's fur around it. It's like what my dad always wears. This seems like a very happy time for you and your dad because you're with your dad and your dog, and it's so peaceful. I observed some tears at the corner of her eyes. Is there sadness with this memory? Andrea shook her head. No, just happy. She smiled her answer. It just makes her wish I were a little girl again, she softly added. Well, right now, you can be, I explained. Just experience it. It's vivid. You can be right there in the snow. You can even, if you want, hear the crunching of the snow and see a dog playing in the snow, loving it. You can feel without being uncomfortable. I wanted Andrea to experience this beautiful childhood memory fully, to use all of her senses and feelings. We never went home early. We would take long, long walks. He never. There is no rushing. It's up to the street, and then can't see where we are going. But we always come back to the same spot and we go home, and my mom has hot chocolate. Another shining smile softened her face. I became aware of the whirring of the television cameras. I decided to summarize experience and to move on to even deeper levels. Because of the time constraints of filming, I had to be more directive in making connections and interpretations that I am with a patient in my office. I was also concerned that others were in the room who ought not to be privy to personal information. Thus, there were certain memories that I allowed Andrea to experience in silence. Additionally, this was intended to be a demonstration and not a therapeutic session. That's nice. What I would like for you to do is remember the love and the caring that is there at this time, because you and your father, you and your mother, because having that hot chocolate there is very compassionate and loving too. There are wonderful memories of love and of youth and of compassion of your mother, of your father, and the closeness that there is with your father and those special walks. So even while you're awake, you'll remember the love, the compassion, the caring. This is a wonderful memory, and you'll take it back with you, the goodness, the happiness, the joy, and even with the dog, everything, just the happiness of it. Life is meant to be that way. Life is meant to be happy. There are so many opportunities to love, to be compassionate. It can be very simple. A walk with your father, it doesn't have to be expensive. A walk with your father on a winter night and your dog and your mother having chocolate there. You'll remember this even after you're awake. Are you ready to go farther now? Yes, she answered without any hesitation. Andrea had tasted the sweetness and the intensity of these memories, and she wanted more. Could just float above that memory, float above, feeling so free, so light, float above it night now, leaving that time, leaving that memory fade away. Now we are going to go even farther back, back when you were born in utero, in your mama's womb. Once again, I'll count backwards from 5 to 1, and whatever comes to you, whatever comes into awareness is fine. Don't judge it or critique or analyze it, just experience it. This is all for the experience. And as I reach 1, be there before you were born in utero and see if you feel or sense any feelings, thoughts, or sensations, whether they're physical or emotional or even spiritual. Perhaps you will discover why you're choosing this life and these parents. Whatever comes to you is fine. You may become aware of events happening outside of the body. This happens sometimes too. It does not matter. Whatever you experience is fine. Is that okay? Andrea slowly nodded her assent. Good. Take a beautiful breath or two and go even deeper. In that deep, deep level again. As I count backwards from 5 to 1, we'll go back before you were born. Born in this life, in utero. We'll see what you can remember and experience. 5, you can remember everything. 4, going back before you were born, in utero, in your mama's womb. 3, whatever comes into your awareness is okay. 2, coming into focus now. 1, be there. Spend a few moments in that environment, becoming aware of anything. Sensations, physical, emotional, spiritual. Any impressions or thoughts. Sometimes you can even become aware of your mother's feelings or thoughts before, because you're so closely bonded, or even of your father who's close by. Spend a few moments remembering that, re-experiencing that. Now, once again, you'll be able to walk, to talk and stay in a deep, deep level and continue to experience. You'll be able to tell me what you're experiencing. So he asked the question, what do you become aware of? And they responded with a quick smile, and I immediately knew she had successfully bridged years of time. She had emerged at the very beginning of her present life. My mom's really happy. She said simply, her smile never faded. Good, good. I answered, relieved she was remembering something important. The cameras were recording everything. You can feel her happiness. She nodded, yes. Good, so you really wanted. This is important. What else? What else do you become aware of? How do you feel? I can't tell. Any other impressions or sensations? My mom has a funny haircut. Even before her birth, Andrea was able to observe and evaluate hairstyles. Yes, you can see that. How would you describe the haircut? Funny in what way? Looks like she took a razor and cut it herself. It's really short. My dad likes it that way. She also is aware of father's feelings, his likes and dislikes. He likes it short like that. Yes, he's really handsome. You can see him too, looking younger now. Good. I'm very glad that you're wanted. They're happy. This is a good environment to come into. They're very excited. Andrea was content to remain in that place to enjoy once again those wonderful feelings. She did not care at all about the time was passing or the tape was rolling. Good. Let's go through the birth as a count to three without any pain or discomfort, just observing it to see that you become aware of through the birth experience. On the count of three, with no pain, no discomfort to you, 1, 2, 3, grow through it. Whatever you become aware of is fine. What do you experience? Andrea's remained silent for 10 or 15 seconds. Finally, she answered, dark places. How do you feel now? I did not know where she was, what these dark places were. Like it's not over. Now I understood. Oh, you're not finishing being born. Okay, you can go through it. No pain, no discomfort. Go through. You're born now. My mother didn't take any anesthetic. She didn't. I come out pink. This was an interesting observation for a newborn. Pink, yes. And you are crying. I'm fine. My mom's fine. She didn't want the anesthetic. She refused it. She didn't want me to be born blue like the other babies. Sometimes a general anesthetic administered during labor can affect the baby. I understand. And you weren't. You were pink, alert, crying. Can you see her now? What do you see? Andrea began to laugh out loud. Waves of amused laughter burst from her. Everybody is happy. She's put in a room with other moms. My dad's a doctor, but she doesn't get her own room. This was irony in her observation. It's blue outside. It's a sunny day. You're aware of many things, many details. Do they bring you to her? Is that how it works? She had just had me in her arms. It's like I don't leave her. This is the part you remember, the part with her. She's doing okay with you. She's having fun. She's skinny, didn't put on much weight. Andrea paid a great deal of attention to physical features, such as haircuts and weight. But you're fine. You're okay. I'm fine, she assured. That's a good memory. You're aware of so many details now. Just let it soak in, being in her arms, how she looks with the short haircut and everything. Didn't put on much weight and you're happy to be there. Good. My dad's so proud he won't shut up. He's bugging everybody. Is he bringing people in with him? He won't stop. He's so obnoxious. He's pulling everybody in the hospital to window to see, take a look at me. He's so obnoxious. He's funny. He's connected to you very strongly right from the beginning. I remarked, remembering their loving connection while walking on a winter night 8 years later. But it's a lovely, obnoxious, very good. Well, once again, you will remember that even if you're awake, even after a week, but I know there are lots of more details. You don't have to tell me about all of these details now. There's so much more that you can see and become aware of and describe. Everything, colors outside the room, the babies when your dad's wearing, what he looks like, the whole thing. Just become aware of it. Soak up the love, even if it's obnoxious, it's all love, and that's all very good. You maintain that love. That is wonderful. There's a great deal of happiness and joy. It's wonderful to be received into this world this way, wanted with joy, with happiness, with love. You'll remember even more details. Let yourself soak them up, even more details of the room, of the size, how it's arranged. But the most important of all, the love. All is the love. Andrea's face darkened. The woman in the bed next to my mother, her husband just came in. She has just had a baby and he wants to have sex with her. In that room. Yeah, and she says, no, and he's not very nice. My mother's not happy. Did she know about this? Yeah, there are curtains between each bed, but this man is very vulgar. But his wife refused. And yeah, she just had a baby. I know my mother's not happy, she repeats. Does he leave? No. Some moments of silence followed. I filled the void. He's not very understanding. You can see the family you were born into is not only much more understanding, but there's so much more for you to look forward to because there's a compassion, there's understanding. My neck is heavy, Andrea exclaimed as her head fell into the arm of the couch. Again, I could hear the television equipment being moved to adjust to her new reclining position. Good. Getting very comfortable now. Are you ready to leave that scene? She didn't answer. So let her linger there for a few more moments. Or do you want to stay there for a bit longer? Why don't you stay there longer and really go deep? Let your breathing go deep. Your neck is perfect now. You'll be able to rest very comfortably there and focus on the happiness and any more details that'll come to you, like the person in the other bed. Don't let that affect you in any negative way. That wasn't your family. Experience that a little more and then see the connection to when you were older in the snow. I decide to make some connections for her. The proud father, your father, so proud when you were born, and then these loving walks in the winter. It's all part of the same love, the same connection. What difference is 7 or 8 years? This doesn't mean anything. The love never stops, it's forever. Just see the connections there and spend more time in this state, because this is a very good state to be in. With happy memories, you'll be able to take this love that there was there before you were born, because you were aware, even before you were born, of the love that was there. The happiness of your mother, the happiness of your father. You can see all the connections throughout your life, and you're able to bring that love, and not only to receive it, but you've been able to give it back to others once that you've loved. Andrea was smiling again, soaking up these thoughts. So this has been not this has not been only fortunate. You've earned this, you deserve this, and there's nothing more important than love. Now you're ready to go farther back. Is that okay? She agreed. Good. So just float above this scene now. Leave the hospital and the nursery, float above it, and let the scene gently fade away. Imagine now there's a beautiful door in front of you, and this door is into past lifetimes or into spiritual states, because there are important things there, and they may shed some light onto why there's so much love in your life now, or on a particular person or a symptom or whatever you like to focus on. When you go through the door, as I count backwards from 5 to 1, you'll see a beautiful light on the other side of the door. I can already see it coming through the door around the cracks. Andrea commented. She was in a profoundly deep trance level. You can already see the light. Good. Well, then we'll go through the door. There'll be a scene there. It may be from an ancient time. It may be a past life. Join the scene, join it, go through the doors into the beautiful light as I count backwards. 5, the door opens. It pulls you, it attracts you. There's something for you to learn on the other side of the door. 4, you step to the door and into the beautiful light. 3, moving through the light, you become aware of a scene or person or figure on the other side of the light. Let it come into complete focus as I reach the number 1. 2, coming into focus now, you can remember everything. 1, be there. If you find yourself in a body, look down at your feet, see what kind of footwear you have on, whether shoes or sandals or boots or furs, or perhaps nothing at all. Look at your clothes, paying attention to any details. Feel textures, because it's not just seeing, but also feeling any of your senses. I'm wearing men's boots, she observed. Men's boots? I don't have any of myself, but I'm not a man, I'm a girl. I don't have these boots for a girl because we can't afford it. You can't afford it, so you're wearing men's boots instead. Boys' boots. They're like these round toes, and I'm embarrassed because I shouldn't be wearing these boots because of the boy thing. Yeah. Girls, I mean, I could have worn girls' boots, but somehow, what about the rest of your clothes? I have a skirt on, and it's down to the ground. It's dark red with an apron or an embroidery or something on the front part. It's like there's an extra piece of cloth. I have a bonnet. Andrea's eyes were fluttering under her closed eyelids as she scanned her clothes. A bonnet? Yes. How old are you? 9 or 10. Okay. Are there others around you? Anybody else that you become aware of? A home, a house? I want to elicit even more details from that time. A sod's house. We live in a prairie somewhere. I don't see anybody else's house there. It's just my house. And my boots are I have an older brother, and these are his boots. They're the ones I wear now. It's in the plains somewhere. It's west, but not Rocky Mountains west. We are in the plains. We are farmers. Andrea was remembering a previous life in an American Midwest. Kind of eking it out there, I added. We have a cow, we have a garden, there's a well, and the house is real simple. Good. Now I want you to become aware of your parents too, not just your brother. I'll count to 3, see the whole family who lives there. 1, 2, 3. The whole family, maybe dinner time or something. Let yourself become aware of others now. Everybody's standing out front of the house. They're getting their picture taken because they're standing like a picture postcard. Good, you can see them now. Except it's my same mom and dad, same eyes. Usually we reincarnate in different relationships, but in this life on the plains, Andrea's parents apparently were the same as in a current life. Sometimes it works out that way. We come out again and again with our loved ones. It often works that way. Your brother, do you see him? I have only one brother and he's littler, but I don't think I know him. You don't recognize him. I can't even see his face. Are the boots that you have? No, they are from another brother, but he's not there. He's not the right brother for the boots. Not the right brother for the boots. I got these boots from the other brother, but he's not there. Is he all right? I don't think he's okay. Somebody says something. Let's find out what happened to him. I'm going to tap you on the forehead and count backwards from 3 to 1 and find out what happened to the older brother. 3, 2, 1. Now you remember, the tapping helps to deepen the hypnotic level even more, enhancing memory recall. He was shot. He was shot. I'm so sad. I know it's okay. Was it an accident? I don't think so. I think it wasn't an accident. And you miss him. My little brother can't remember him. It happened a little while ago. It happened when he was a baby. When your little brother was a baby, it's okay. But you were older, you remember. Let's go back before he was shot so that you can see him and find him. You can remember him. Is it okay? That was a long time ago. When I counted 3, go back before he was shot so you can remember him moving back in time once before he was shot. 2, your older brother. 3, before he was shot. Now you can remember. Oh God, it's John. It's my brother John. Andrea had found that her older brother in this past lifetime had returned in her current life as a brother John. She was still very sad, but now I could help heal her grief. Now you know that is okay because he came back as John. You don't have to be sad anymore. You can see connections and see that it's okay. He's fine. But you missed him a lot then, and explains a lot about your relationship to your brother John. Actually, I didn't know anything about Andrea's relationships to John. In view of a powerful emotional reaction to his death in his shared past life, however, I assumed lingering patterns and effects would have emerged in their current life relationship. Were you ever afraid of losing him? He was sick when he was a baby. What happened? He was born premature. Before you, after me, after you. Oh, it's okay. Now a lot of things can come together for you right now about John, about life. What are you experiencing now? What do you remember? I'm still sad. I decided to progress her within that lifetime. Let's go ahead in that girl's life. Let's go ahead in her life. It's all well after her brother has been shot. It's after that now. Let's go to another important event in her life. She's older now. It's after her brother. Her face brightened almost immediately. Now I can shoot guns, she proclaimed. Andrea's mood had completely changed. Now you can shoot guns. I'm really good. I'm good at target practice. I can outshoot all the boys and I have different shoes. Now you have your own. And all the boys are flirts because they think it's cool that I can shoot a gun. You're not so isolated now. No, there are more houses. Not a lot, but there's a road. There are people who come and go. I'm older. It's fun. These are happier memories now. The flirting in your skill with a gun. I wanted her to stay with the sense and the happier ambience. They're teasing me, but they admire me. Can you see yourself what you look like? You must have been very pretty with all the flirting going on around you. Brown hair, it's in curls, it's just beyond my shoulder. I have a blue ribbon in my hair and it's pale blue. And I have a skirt and has a pattern on it, has a little flower pattern. My shirt is white or pale pink. It's just a normal shirt. It's not that fancy, but I feel like my brother wasn't there. So I wanted to feel this pressure to be like one of the boys, to kind of to kind of take his place. I just want to be able to take care of myself, Andrea clarified. Yes, and you could do a good job with that. You've learned how to shoot, to handle a gun as well, if not better than the boys. What about this flirting though? Is there anyone that she cut me off? They're all just being kind of yucky. Okay, let's move ahead in the time now. I'll count to 3. Move to the next important event in your life. The next important event, 1, 2, 3, be there. You're older now. What happens? She has her own place. I'm watching her. Good. You can watch her or you can go with her, whatever you're more comfortable with. She lives all by herself. She didn't marry, never found anybody. She always thought she was too good for any of these boys. She's not lonely. She's got sort of a ranch, and there are people who work for her. They like her. She's fair. Andrea's voice trailed off as she watched the scene. I began to progress her ahead in time. So just to ask you all people, if you have time constraints, this is a therapy that's going on, regression therapy, past life regression. We can continue it or we can continue it tomorrow. So just let me know how you want to, you can let me know in the chat box. Do you want to continue or we can do it tomorrow? Because let me just scroll. Oh, there are about 7 more sheets to go. Yeah. So shall we do it tomorrow?
Yeah, Prachi, even I'll have to leave for school.
Yeah, perfect. So for those who want to stay back, you can stay back for the meditation. And I'm going to stop sharing this book so that those of you who wish to meditate, you can. Others you can leave. Let's close our eyes. Let's thank all the lives we've lived. The lives brought us goodness, some sadness, but sadness made us learn some lessons. And there were some lessons that we haven't learned as yet. So let's pray to the angels, guardians, rishis above to guide us, help us to learn the lessons that we have yet not learned in a beautiful way. One that teaches us to go inward. One that teaches us to accept our reality, embrace our foundation, and to grow into a more steady person. Whatever has happened for a reason, a cause. There was a time and a place for that unfolding. Maybe our sadness was so heavy that we couldn't accept what was happening, but let the acceptance take place now. Knowing that the masters are looking over us right now at this given moment, and that our prayers are being heard, bow in gratitude to all of them and request them to help us in this soulful journey of ours. May each of us know why we are here on Mother Earth. What is the reason, what is the purpose why we have reincarnated in this life, in this time, in this age? And may all the magical beings help us understand our journey. And while we do so, may each one of us become a channel of love, of light, of blessings, of abundance, and share it with the world. And right now, you can open your arms as if you're blessing. Let your blessings reach the world. You can chant love and light, the two universal mantras for everybody. Love and light. Love and light. Let everybody have a lot of love, have a lot of light in their lives. Let's fold our hands. Let's pray to the masters that all the negatives, all the disappointments, all the sadness, which we may have experienced in some past lives, which may be trapped in our body as some trauma, we are now ready to shed it off. We are now ready to let go. So allow us in letting go. And now, if possible, shake your hands and as much as your body you can, as if you're vibrating, as if you're shaking off something, as if you're shaking off water. And just let your hands go on Mother Earth as if you're dropping down something. Feel the tingling and feel all the blockages opening and the negativity leaving your hand right now. The sadness leaving your hand right now. The stored trauma in your bond leaving right now. Surrender to Mother Earth, knowing that Mother Earth, Janani Janma Bhumi, will take away all the negatives and replenish with all the positive energy. So see the positive energy flowing in through your feet. Just entering your body from your feet and going upwards in all directions. And as the positivity and positive energy is taking place in your body, is filling you up, even more so the negativity is leaving. So at one hand, your hands are leaving the negativity. On the other hand, your feet are helping you take in all the positivity. And allow this energy flow to happen until you feel the tingling of your hands releasing something. And when you feel the dropping has stopped, you can put your palms on your laps, facing heavenwards, being open and receptive for all the magical synchronicities, for all the love, for all the light. And this is something you can practice anytime, any day, especially in this August, and especially till the Lion's portal is open, which is in the middle of August. Now again, fold your hands. Be blessed, be loved, be grateful. Let's be tuned inwards now and forever. Let's all become better versions of ourselves. So be it. So it is. Love, light, and blessings. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. If anybody wants to share something, you can. And these sessions are going to be available to all the registered participants every day for the course of the duration. And to those who are joining us for the first 9-10 days, you're welcome to join them anytime. And here, the recordings are also available. If anybody wants to say anything, you can unmute yourselves.
हेलो प्राची जी। मेरे मतलब पाम में ना बहुत ऐसे सेंसेशन सा हो रहा है, मतलब थोड़ा हेवीनेस टाइप की फीलिंग हो रही है पाम।
सो अभी क्या करना है, शेक करना है एंड ऐसे करना है नीचे, जैसे मेरे हाथ ऊपर ऐसे मैं कर रही हूँ, नीचे से अपने हाथ शोल्डर से ड्रॉप करते हुए नीचे मदर अर्थ को जो भी हेवीनेस है सरेंडर कर दीजिए। बिकॉज हम इस पोर्टल में हैं जहां हम नेगेटिविटी को ड्रॉप कर रहे हैं, पॉजिटिविटी को ऐड कर रहे हैं। सो ये एक ऐसा टाइम है जहां सरेंडरिंग भी हो रही है और मैनिफेस्टिंग भी हो रही है, दोनों हो रहा है। सो कभी भी हेवीनेस कभी लगे किसी भी पार्ट ऑफ द डे में, just close your eyes, take protection and forgiveness and help of your masters, and drop it all to Mother Earth, because she's a mother, always ready to nurture you. Drop कर दे, and जो positivity होती है Father Universe से सब जगह से मिल जाती है. So you can tap into the goodness and drop the not required.
Okay.
Yeah. And if there's anything which you still feel it during the course of the day, just connect with me on WhatsApp.
Okay.
All right, Madhita. Anybody, anything? All right. So lots of love and blessings to everybody. Thank you, Rinku, for your message. I'm grateful to you as well for joining in. So lots of love and light. I'll see you tomorrow in the morning. Same time, same place, 6 o'clock. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.